Am I finally in? Am I finally... Oh wow, I actually finally managed to get the game to load. An hour after this update has gone live. This was just down to, for some reason, I've had to completely reinstall the game because my download cache or something. I honestly have no idea what was going on with that, but this is a large update. We will start with, there is a link in the description below to the forum post with an insanely long list of fixes. These are all the fixes. I mean, if you wish to sit there and read through the fixed holes in the vents on a spy mission, or Vauban Citadel skin and some sandanas, obviously not sitting right. Yep, this is. There's also changes to the way the controllers work, which, yep, every time they mess with controllers, it always breaks everything. I know I do use controllers, but not to the extent that any of that actually bothers me. But if you do, worth fixing those. Changes to the forest stuff, weapon aiming changes. I did actually read through this before doing this. I've had a long time to do this, and honestly, a lot of this is just quality of life stuff. Apart from, obviously, fixed Umbra running around in circles. Oh, okay, that's during the quest. But I want to start here with the Incubator changes. The reason for this comes down to silly things. The normal Incubator now has some of the effects that this thing used to have, the Neutrino Incubator upgrade segment. The recovery from stasis now takes 30 minutes instead of the 3 hours it took before, which is what this thing used to do, and it now costs 10,000 credits instead of 10 platinum, which is what having this thing also used to do. This thing, having the Incubator segment itself, will actually allow you to immediately recover your Kubro and Kavat from stasis, so it's still a really useful thing to have, but probably more important than any of this is you can now pick up more than one egg. If you were doing missions on Earth, you couldn't pick up the eggs because you had one, so they were just going to waste. Now that limit is gone. If you see one, you can pick it up. As well as, of course, there are 2 new weapon skin. There is the Zastra dual dagger skin, which finding something for this to go on can be problematic, but with the Fang Prime returning, these should in theory go on that, even though I know they don't because I've already tried dual dagger skins on the Fang before, but these should go on the dual Fang Primes. Well, it's just called the Fang Primes, but never mind. More importantly is the machete skin. Okay, it's for a machete, yes, I know not many people like that, but if the machetes looked like this and actually did more damage, then this could be a huge thing. Now, there was something in the actual release notes going on about Melee 3.0, and before anybody really goes on about why haven't I mentioned that at this point, well, that simply comes down to what I can only put as there are 2 new weapons that have come with this. And with this, the only real side of Melee 3.0 was they've changed the sounds of the impact sound has been changed, the slam sound, the heavy attack, just the sounds of using the melee weapons have been changed. Melee 3.0 is still continuing in development. Does not come with this update, despite what everybody keeps telling me in Discord and on Twitter and everywhere else. It was never going to come with this, it was never listed as being a thing that came with this update, but this thing, I understand that it looks very much like a polearm, but this thing actually, just the effect of it, looks pretty nice. Where is it? It's viral based, as you can tell from the particle effect it has. It's that I was looking for. It's in the biolab. We'll get onto that in a second, because that has a downside. The one everybody has been looking forward to, the Falcor. Yeah, this thing is the glaive, the Corpus Tech glaive, and it actually looks much better than the glaive itself does. It obviously has the charged throw, it's good on crit and well, it's okay on crit, better on status, actually does a nice bit of damage, unlike this, which, well, 13% crit chance, but is elemental based in itself with a 27% chance. I think this is the one I'm going to be playing with the most, because glaives can be really overcomplicated to try and use, because if you're not used to using them. But honestly, really looking forward to trying both of these out. But this, kind of like the other one, yep, these are both clan tech weapons. Now, from what I can gather, this one all but completed by the clan while I was struggling to log into the game. So let me just, that's actually not that expensive for not the top tier clan. I can never really remember what mine is. Mountain, I think. That's not that expensive right up until you realize that the Fieldren samples, yeah, that's actually quite expensive. Quickly jumping to the Puckerclist, or whatever that thing was called, the melee weapon. Bit like the Hammer, this thing was a pain for the clan to research because it uses a resource that not many people have a lot of, which of course, mutagen sample. Weirdly enough, I was shown a screenshot earlier of this needing thousands of the things, and yeah, it's actually not bad at all. So even though that is a bit of a bad side because of how many it uses, and that particular resource is a pain to get, this thing took us months and months to research. Of actually forming the bloody mutagen samples was such a pain. But this, well, turns out it was, yeah, my clan finished most of these again before I could even log in. And let's not forget, before we go any further, the A, B and C it does that every time. Configurations for the clothing side of your operator. Now, key thing to note here, whatever your operator was wearing when you last logged out, when you log back in, that will be their default A, B and C configurations. It's not defaulted to their default loadout as you get them. Everything is stock, so if you did want one set up for that, you will probably have to go in and change some things. Weirdly, I did just change C, but it went back. I don't know why it did that. These will not affect the way that the look, the features, or the arcanes or anything else that they have. It is purely down to clothing and the colour of your clothing for the ABC. It's an appearance thing. I'm also being told that I'm supposed to go in here. Okay, so that happened. No, we won't go into that. That is part of the Chimera update itself, which is the whole point of 23.10. It is another prologue that you will, of course, need to have done the sacrifice, the apostasy prologue, and let's just say other, before you can actually do or make sense of it. And it is full of spoilers and does have a reward at the end of it, which, well, nope, that one actually gave you the quest for the sacrifice, so that did technically give you something. So does this. All I'm going to say is something better, but the video for that, as you can see, it says completed. I'm just choosing not to put it in here because, yeah, it would make this video insanely long. Which leads us on to another big part of this update. These alerts, the arbitration alerts. Oh my, I really want to do this alert. The way that these work, you can see that a certain frame with a certain weapon will have a bonus that is on this. They give it a proper name. I'm just going to call it a bonus. That changes with every alert, and obviously, as you can see, I am Nova in the background. I do not have that equipped. You can choose to take that frame and take those weapons, but you have to remember, these arbitration alerts, they are like elite alerts, is what they were originally called. You have one life. If you go in with a squad, they can revive you. Once you are dead, you cannot come back into it. You have one life. It's one and done with these alerts. You will receive a resource, Victus Essence, I believe it's called. We'll check in a second. And then you come to the Arbiters of Hexus room on any relay, which you can probably tell you don't want to speak to the guy on the right about the medallions. You want to speak to the one on the left here, and it's the arbitration honors person you want to speak to. And you can see, yes, Vitus Essence. I think I called it Victus before. It's the Vitus Essence you will receive from doing those missions, and you can use that to buy a Noggle for the Arbiters of Hexus, for the arbitration stuff, which would have made more sense if it was the guy you're talking to than the guys who are basically sitting up there doing nothing but giving orders, because Arbiters of Hexus. Ah, what? No, that was weird. You can get Arbiter of Hexus wings, coils, whatever you want to call these things, for your face, for your operator, which looks weird. This is a statue. I'm assuming it is something to do with a decoration for going on your orbiter, or you can donate it to your clan, which is pretty nice looking actually, and it's only 9 of the things, whereas the Noggle was 12. There is the scars of the arbitration, there is the glyph? Sigil? Okay. No, it's the badge on your shoulders. Oh, that particle effect. Oh, that is actually a really nice particle effect. Really, really nice. And then there is... What did they call these? The arbitration mods. These are going to be probably... No, not the most expensive thing. That one, that I want. That I want so badly for Nova, because that will be really good. The arbitration mods are weird and will probably change around because there was more than 2. But it's, as you can see, minus your power strength, but plus 30% power strength for your squad mates. This is the same. Minus 90% self-damage, so you will take less self-damage from things like rocket launchers, but you will also be losing 15% of that damage, so you won't instantly kill yourself with the Ogress, but you will also be losing a little bit of damage on that weapon at the same time. But those are the kind of weapons that will kill you more than they'll kill anything else. So the arbitration mods here, really looking forward to play with those, and I really want that more than anything else. Then there are 7 new scenes for the capture. There is the lower containment scene, which is inside of Arbiters of Hexus, so I will never own that one. There is the Kuva throne scene, and a hotfix inbound in 3 minutes from Steel Meridian. Cephalon Suda, probably with the best of them all. The Chamber of the Lotus scene, which I will also probably never have. Parent Sequence have the Mycona Colony scene. I take it back, Red Veil may be coming in a very close second with the Hunhao Chamber scene for probably some of the best scenes there is, mainly because if this is the big room with the sword in the middle, which is what it looks like, oh, the possibilities are endless for Stalker memes. I take it all back. I know that this won't be everybody's favourite, but the Silver Grove Shrine scene in New Loka, that could be the best place ever because it has the waterfall in it. I still think the Lotus one and Hunhouse are probably way better, but that... Oh, I want that one. I might actually pick that one up. Nope, nope, nope. And there are, of course, 2 new Sentinel Precept mods from Cephalon Samaras. There is the Energy Generator, where dethcube will drop an energy orb after assisting with 10 kills when the mod is maxed, so the number of kills required goes down as you level the mod up. And Ambush for Ghost, where once you become visible, you will do 120% more damage for 3 seconds. That is straight up madness. But just as an example of how long it's actually taken me here, it's now been 2 hours since this update's gone live, and the first hotfix is already launching. So I'm already running really late and this video is already really long. So we'll leave this off here for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch yous next time.